100%. And yeah, I would. So I've had this happen to me a few times. I actually was basically in a Christian cult when I was like 20, and so I think the pattern of the loosening and how to deluge is to be aware of the process. And for me, it was first I start off with trauma in a sense of searching for something outside of myself. Okay, then I find X thing that provides an answer, a solution, right? A epiphany that I hadn't had before. I then feel very elated and happy and excited, and I then put my energy into that, diving deeper and deeper and deeper. And in that, I find a community of like minds who welcome me in with open arms and loving grace. And eventually, after time, I start to see that there is dysfunction in this group, that things aren't adding up, right? And then I start to ask questions, right? And the moment I ask a question in good faith, I get ostracized, rejected, you
There
know,
you go.
and then I'm spending more and more of my time, you know, with lower and lower energy trying to, fit in or compensate or, all of that. And eventually I get so dejected and so turned off from the situation that I have to flee, right? And often they'll flee with you trying to get the last little, squeeze the last bit of juice out of the lemon, right? For me, that is the pattern start to finish of looshing, and it applies to any situation, whether it be politics or sports or cults or truther movement. Would you add anything to that in terms of the pattern or process?
Oh, you did a really great job of kind of laying it out, and it can happen in much less dramatic ways or much less official ways, with just relationships or situations or, that kind of thing. Um, One thing I would add is that my good friend Max Morris over at Intuitive Public Radio, shout out to her. She and I have done a couple of interviews on this material, and she's a really brilliant thinker who has a tremendous amount of experience in this area. And she makes a very strong case that when we use the words human trafficking, it's the same thing as the cult phenomenon that I'm describing.
Mm,
That people are being trafficked for their bodies, for their work, for their income through taxation, for sexual situations, and for their energy. It's happening all the time. So I don't want people to walk away from this thinking that this is somehow a fringe phenomenon. It's the way this colonial world cult is structured and the way it functions.
mm.